Before we dive into today's episode, don't forget to check us out at bestyearever_pod on Instagram, bestyearever on YouTube and Blue Sky, or send us an email at bestyeareverpod@gmail.com. Also, don't forget to like, comment, rate, and subscribe on all your preferred podcast listening platforms.
All right, let's start this shit.
Hell yeah. Welcome to Best Year Ever, a movie podcast where each week, one movie at a time, we attempt to answer this very important question. Was 1999 the best year ever for movies? I am your host, Casey Glenn, and with me is my co-host, the boisterous, bombastic, and blundering Jesus Gonzalez. Hi, Jesus.
Hi, Casey. I knew exactly who you're going to compare me to on this movie. Obviously, the donkey. The ass.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that because even I wrote down in my notes when I was watching this movie, and he wanted to play all of the characters in that one play. I can be the bear. I can be this. Fuck, this is me. This is exactly me. And then I wrote down, Casey's going to say this is me. And you know what? I'm okay with it because also he was a really hot ass.
You know, there are spectrums to it, for sure. And yeah, maybe he was on the upper end of the spectrum. I can accept this.
Michelle Pfeiffer fell for him, although she was kind of drugged, but still.
Yeah.
Speaking of, this is a weird segue to what the fuck are we talking about?
It's Midsummer Night's Dream, the 1999 film.
Adaptation of the Shakespeare play. This is the first time watching this movie. Have you seen this before? Do you know Shakespeare? You're a literary major. I've never really read Shakespeare, honestly.
So I have never actually read A Midsummer Night's Dream. It was supposed to be in one of my courses that we were going to read it, but then we decided to cut it. But yeah, this was my first experience with it. And I didn't hate it. I didn't hate the experience. Is
this the first experience with... this is not your first experience with any Shakespeare play adaptation, right?
No. It's just my first experience with A Midsummer Night's Dream.
I'm going to tell you Shakespeare adaptations that I liked way better than this fucking adaptation. The Lion King.
Okay, yeah.
Warm Bodies.
Okay.
If you don't know Warm Bodies, it's about a zombie and a human falling in love. Obviously, Romeo and Juliet. The 1996 Romeo plus Juliet. Leonardo DiCaprio. Have you seen that movie?
I have not, but I've heard amazing things about it.
It's way better. And I'll get to why. I kept thinking of that movie. I mean, there's a bunch, but 10 Things I Hate About You, apparently, which has been a while since I've seen it. Hopefully it's still good. It's probably still good, right?
It's good, yeah. It still withstands the test of time.
A Throne of Blood, around all of the Kira Kurosawa ones, but I'm gonna say way better than this movie was Mean Girls. That's
really funny.
But you know what? You have a very different opinion than I do for this movie. Obviously, I didn't like it that much or at all. And you get it 4 stars. So now we're gonna read your letterbox. So like I said, our very own Casey Glenn gave it 4 fucking stars. And your review is Shakespeare, King of Messy Plots.
I forgot how messy he gets. He loves him some drama.
Here's the thing. You didn't review the movie. You reviewed Shakespeare's play.
This is true. Because I felt like this movie is a really good watch if you don't want to read the play and you just
I will tell you why this is not a good watch.
Okay.
I will tell you why. Just watch the fucking play. Because why? Tell me why. Tell me why. This movie, based on exactly on a Shakespeare play. It's not even based. It is a Shakespeare play. Yeah. I don't think they changed anything.
Barely, if any. Yeah.
Barely, if anything. And I do have a very, very strong critique right at the beginning when we get to that. And this is when I say I fucking hate this movie. But, okay. Why? This is a Shakespeare play. They kept all of the dialogue, all of the reference to ancient Greece, because the play is set in ancient Greece. They talk like they did in Shakespeare time, because that's how he wrote his plays. Why the fuck is it set in 19th century Italy? There's nothing that adds... You know why? Because it's snobby. There's fucking snobby. That's why. I feel like they're either trying to be Oscar Bates and be snobby, or they just had that beautiful palace that they set their wedding in, and maybe the courtyard where the actors were. They just had those sets from like a previous leftover movie, and they're like, let's just set it in the 19th century Italy for some fucking reason. Okay.
No, I think that's actually the best critique that you could give it. Of like, this play is supposed to take place in Athens, but like, why do we move it to Italy?
Yeah, it took me out because they're talking about killing the daughter and going to the duke, who's in the play the king or emperor of Athens, which I guess makes more sense than in 19th century Italy. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill my daughter or marry her off. Like, I don't think that happened 100 some years ago.
No clue, man. I wouldn't put it past them. Just kill women because they want to.
Also, this is very 90s. 30-year-old teenagers.
Yes. Yeah.
You realize that the queen, who it's a crime that Sophie Marceau wasn't more in this movie. I was very excited to see her. She's younger than all of the teenagers, than Calista Flockhart and Anna Farrell and Christian Bale. Wasn't
Christian Bale like 24 during this movie? How old was she?
She was like 29, I think, something like that. Like she's 58 right now, and Christian Bale is 51. So yeah, so she was older than that, but not by that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took me a minute to realize that they were teenagers. Because I'm like, why are they acting like they're teenagers? Anyway, let's go to other fucking reviews. I'm so mad right now. And I'm so mad because all of these reviews are 3.5 stars and up. Like, there are very few, like, couple stars reviews, but 3.5. Here's the thing, and you're gonna see a trend, and I'll point it out, but you're gonna see it. This review says objectively mediocre, but the cast is so sexy, and at one point I almost said out loud, "Drop the towel" to a half-naked Christian Bale, so the audience engaged. Great, as is an A+. Another 3.5 stars. This is the horniest thing I have ever seen in my life. This movie has bullet points. That is Stanley Tucci as a fairy. Honestly, the best thing about this movie. Kevin Kline in terrifying makeup and prosthetic to make him look like a donkey or an ass. Michelle Pfeiffer covered in body glitter and thirsting over donkey Kevin Kline. Rupert Everett and Christian Bale, arguably two of the most beautiful men in the 90s. Yes. Wearing hardly any clothes. Yes. People riding bikes at every fucking opportunity. It doesn't say fucking, I say fucking. It was so freaking that it almost felt like a product placement. Yeah, what the fuck? In summary, this is a masterpiece.
The bikes were a little too crazy. They just kind of went.
Also, it was like mentioned right at the... Wait, what? Why? 3.5 stars. Oh, to be a fairy queen sleeping in a flower bed and eating berries off a vinyl record. 4.5 stars. Rip Shakespeare, you will have loved Christian Bale's ass. True. 3 stars, can't believe this adaptation adds the one thing the original text totally lacked. Bicycles. Like, seriously, they're all 3.5 stars and up. Why? 3.5 stars, 24-year-old Christian Bale, like 6 dots, nervous laugh. Yeah, I hate how much people love it. I was trying to find a negative. Okay, all right, I found one. This is a half star. A guy in my school got a boner watching this movie, so it was at least funny. I think we're gonna end with that one.
I like that.
Let's do background. A Midsummer's Night Dream. With a budget of 11 million, box office of 16.1 million, so not a flop, but also not successful. Directed by Michael Hoffman, edited by Garth Craven, starring Kevin Kline as Nick Bottom, Michelle Pfeiffer as Titania, Christian Bale as Demetrius, Rupert Everett as Oberon, Stanley Tucci as Puck, Calista Flockhart as Helena, Anna Friel as Hermia, Dominic West as Lysander, Sophie Marceau as Hippolyta, Sam Rockwell, who also kind of saved this movie, especially with his speech at the end, as Francis Flute, Roger Rees as Peter Quince, and David Strathairn as Theseus. So yeah, full cast. There's even more people that I kind of recognize in the background and around. The cast was amazing. Calista Flockhart tried her darnest to act. She was trying.
You know what? She convinced me. I was like, yeah, I'm fully bought into this.
You just. I'm so disappointed in you. I'm not even mad. I am a little mad. You want to start this movie?
Yeah. As you said, we have moved in time and location from the origins of this play. So this play was written in the 1600s, probably 1595, I think is the exact year. But now it takes place in the 1890s in Monte Athena in the Kingdom of Italy, which really bugs you. You really hate that.
It does.
We learned that Duke Theseus and Hippolyta.
I think it's wrong any way we say it.
Yeah. The Bond girl. That is kind of crazy that we've seen her twice.
Yeah.
We've seen her twice this year.
Way better in 007. Yeah, because here she goes barely in this movie, which it is a crime.
Yeah, for sure. Well, no, I disagree with that.
She should have been more in this movie. I mean, it wasn't her part. I think she just was there to just be pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would have switched Calista Flockhart for Sophia Mercer's characters. I would have switched those characters. Because I think Sophia Mercer looks younger than Calista Flockhart, the 30-year-old teenager Calista Flockhart.
Okay, very interesting. I disagree.
I mean, honestly, they look about the same, but I think you can make Sophia Mercer look younger if you wanted to, and have Calista Flockhart look older if you want to.
But I will say, so this is the bread of the plot. This plot is very much a sandwich, right? So you have the bookends, the bread, which is this wedding between Theseus and Hippolyta.
When I was in the meat of the sandwich, which I agree with you, I was fully on that analogy. I had that in my head. But then at the end, I was like, I feel like I like the bread more than the meat.
Yeah, and that's a problem.
Yeah. Can I, before we get too much into the movie, this is my biggest problem of this movie, and this is why I think they thought they were better than Shakespeare. They were trying to enhance the play. I'm going to go in a slight short anecdote when I was in college.
Perfect.
And for a class, this asshole professor, which I don't know why all graphic design professors are assholes, come at me. One of the assignments was to create a book for something, and I decided to do it on the Charles Schultz. And part of the cover, I decided to retrace one of Charles Schultz's sketches, integrate that into the cover. And this asshole professor was like, why the fuck did you decided to recreate a Charles Schultz sketch? Like, why would you do that? It's Charles Schultz. You don't do that. You don't touch him. I felt the same way when in this movie, which they throughout the whole movie, they stay pretty faithful. But why the fuck in a Shakespeare play, the first thing you see is really bad copy? I'm going to read what it's on screen. The village of Monte Athena in the Italy at the turn of the 19th century, necklines are high, parents are rigid. That's the only line that I like. Marriage is seldom a matter of love. The good news, the bustle is in decline, allowing for the meteoric rise of the newfangled creation, the bicycle.
Was that really the copy?
That's the copy. That's how you start. That's how you start a Shakespeare play, Casey. Why?
Yeah, that was a choice.
That was a choice. And you're staying pretty faithful, except when you're not. And when you're not, it's horrible. And you decide to start this movie with that copy. Boom. Now you can see my anger. This is where I started.
That's so funny.
Anyway.
So this couple's trying to get married, and this dude just rolls up with his daughter and her betrothed, and then the man that she's been seeing on the side, and is like, look, I need you to help me figure out this problem. I need you to promise my daughter, Hermia, to Demetrius, because that's what we've talked about, and that's what we've agreed upon. And if she doesn't marry him, kill her. Whoa, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so it kind of makes sense, I guess, for ancient Greece. Maybe. Also, the couple that is getting married is the Duke and the Duchess, which in the play are king and queen, right? So a royal wedding. It's a big deal.
Yeah. So also to bug them during their wedding preparations, I think is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Also, the dad, the dude, the captain from the Titanic, he's in Lord of the Rings.
Of course.
He's in stuff. He was probably in...
He's in stuff.
He's in stuff. Died last year. May last year. Yeah, but this whole movie was like, oh, I know that guy. Oh, I know that guy.
Yeah. Star-studded cast for sure.
Yeah.
So the Duke basically gives Hermia 4 days to choose to like marry Demetrius, who's played by Christian Bale, or join a convent or die. So it's like not great options. She is in love with Lysander. Lysander is in love with her. So this plot, I would say, is like the condiment. This is like the mayonnaise, the mustard to the story.
This is if you go to a shop and they're famous for the mustard, you know you're gonna get this mustard. This is Shakespeare 101. This is all Shakespeare plays. This is how they all start.
Exactly. So after this whole situation, Lysander and Hermia are talking, which crazy that they're like, I don't know, that her dad is so strict about, no, you can't marry this man. But like, yeah, sure, like y'all can be alone together.
I know.
So I don't think
beautiful
they necessarily
setting.
Snuck out of there. Like they just kind of like walked out together.
Yeah, beautiful setting, beautiful costumes. Everything is really, really pretty. Like I said, I feel like they just finished a production of a BBC historical set in the 19th century Italy, and or not even Italy, just 19th century something, and they just had leftover sets, leftover costumes. All right, let's just do this.
Yeah, I can see that. I can absolutely see that. But Lysander and Hermia make plans to escape. They're going to go through the forest, which will play a huge role. But they run into Helena, which is Hermia's friend. That's Calista Lockhart. And she is in love with Demetrius, who Hermia is supposed to marry. And she is basically devastated by this. I mean, her friend is going to leave, but then her friend is like leaving with the love of her life. But then her own love of her life, like, is in love with the friend. It's messy,
Wait,
you know?
No, because her friend's gonna leave with Lysander, but Helena is not in love with Lysander. Helena's in love with
she like loves her friend. Like she's gonna miss her friend.
Well,
too,
yeah,
you know? Yeah.
So Calista Flockhart was in a high school play of Shakespeare. Everyone else was in a BBC play of Shakespeare.
I disagree. I like added to me seeing her as a teenager, where I was like, yes, the drama.
Between Christian Bale and We Had a Worst Scene Ever, I'm going to tell you which one it is and we'll get to that. But like Christian Bale reminded me of Keanu Reeves acting in Dracula.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a bad thing. It's famously really bad acting of Keanu Reeves in Dracula, trying to put on a British accent and failing. You should watch Dracula. It's actually a really good movie. It's not scary. It's not scary at all. It's really not. But it's a good movie. Anyway.
Yeah. And then Helena and Demetrius, they did have like a little love affair. So that's also why she's kind of hung up on this guy, why Helena is. Okay, so all that's happening. We move over to this guy, Peter Quince, and his little band of actors. And they're going to do an upcoming production on the tragedy of Pyramus and Thisbe. And Mr. Nick Bottom is like, I'll play all these people. I'll take all the roles. The entire town just fucking trashes him. They dump a shit ton of wine on him.
It's just me. This is just like I'm the star. Look at me. Oh, you don't want to play the bear? I'll play the bear. Oh, you want to play I can play that too. At one point he said, I'll play the moon.
Yeah, he loves attention. Basically, after the townspeople have turned against them, the acting group has decided to do rehearsals in the forest. I would say this is probably, I wouldn't even say the meat of the story. This is probably like the lettuce. Like the lettuce and the onions. Like we're not at the full patty yet.
Yeah, this is the C storyline.
Yes. Yeah.
Because the A is the wedding and Lysander, Demetrius, Helena, and Hermia, which I kept hearing Hernia. Like the whole love square. It's a love square.
It is. It truly is.
And that's the A. The B is the fantastical stuff. And then the C is the acting troupe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how basically everybody's going to end up in this forest. Actually, wait, because how did Helena and Demetrius end up there? Well, after Hermia and Lysander divulged their entire fucking plan to Helena, Helena's like, how do I get Demetrius to love me? I'll tell him where to find the girl that he's supposed to marry. Doesn't make any sense. Whatever. I
knew that was going to happen when they were telling Helena all the plan. Because I feel like Helena was kind of the villain a little bit. But I kind of figured. But there's a lot of bicycling on all of this. It's a lot of bicycling.
Lots and lots.
So much that I had to research. I did a little bit of research. We don't do research. We don't do research. I'm like, was this type of bicycles around in this era? Yes, there was. Did they have this type of the light fixture, the light lamp, lamp? Kinda. They had kerosene based lamps. I did research, but I think they were bigger. But I kind of can tell why. So did they have red bicycles on this area. But they were mostly black. There were some colors, but they were mostly black. And there's some anachronisms here and there, but for the most part, it's accurate. Even the vinyls, I was also researching. Did they have this? The vinyls look very modern to me, but yeah, they were kind of accurate.
You hated this movie so much, you found more reasons to hate it. That's so funny. One thing that I want to mention here, I think it's during this, whenever Bottom is kind of like embarrassed and they're trying to decide like, should we like rehearse in the forest or whatever. Bottom sees his wife.
Oh yeah.
By the way, he's like hitting on a bunch of other women. Like he is not committed to this marriage. But we do see his wife. She's not happy. She doesn't like this guy. This guy clearly does not like her. In the original play, she's not around. They never show her. But I think they decided to add her to this production.
Yeah, because it doesn't have any lines.
Yeah, but they wanted to make him more sympathetic. But honestly, it did not make me more sympathetic to him. It made me less sympathetic.
More sympathetic with this?
Yeah.
Actually, that made it less sympathetic.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
I know. Different times, I guess. But anyway, so like I said, Helena informs Demetrius of Hermia and Lysander's plan. She follows them into the woods, bikes all around. He tries to like get her to not come with him, but she's like, no, like I'll come with you. It's a very obsessive infatuation rather than love, of course. Yeah. But this is where we get to what I think is like the true meat of the story. We're in the forest, and there is a fairy world ruled by Oberon, and so I want to keep calling her Tatiana, and it's not Tatiana.
It's not? Titania.
Yeah, Titania.
Yeah. Similar.
They're queen and king of the fairies. They're baddies. I think they're not like living together. They're kind of like separated. So it's a little bit of a messy situation. Surprise. Yeah. What did he call her there for? Because like he like summoned her for something. She is taking care of her dead friend's child.
Who's from India.
He's upset that she's not paying attention to him. So he's like, get rid of this child. And she's like, no, this was from my like handmaid. Like
never appears ever again.
Yeah.
But we get introduced to Puck first.
Yeah, what the fuck
Stanley
is Puck
Tucci.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like this mischievous fairy spirit. He's kind of a faun. They're a faun / fairies. But I kind of really liked when I was watching this is I want this to be the movie. Like they were in this cave and there was a lot of fantasy stuff around. It looked like a play, but I was okay with it. This is what made the movie better. I was gonna say this for later, but I shall do my rant right now. Second rant or third of many. If you haven't watched Romeo plus Juliet, that's a way better adaptation because they stick to the script, to the play pretty close. I think I don't think they changed anything on that movie either. But it's set in 1990s LA with LA gangs and super colorful, super over the top like Shakespeare was. But they transform it in a very smart way in the modern time, and it just makes it fun because it is not inexplicably in another period of time for no reason. There's a show on Netflix called Chaos, where Jeff Goldblum plays Zeus. It's not based on Shakespeare, but they take the ancient Greece mythos of Prometheus and all of that and make this modern twist on it. So it's set in modern times, but they're all like Minotaur, the king Minos is the king of the city, but it's modern time city. Zeus is Zeus, but he's dressed with a tie and stuff. But he's just playing Jeff Goldblum. But it's kind of transformed, so it makes it fun because it's all Greece stuff, and they talk like about ancient Greece, but like it's modern time. But it's just adapted to it. So if this movie would have done something like that, set it in 1990s New York. And they go through Central Park. And in Central Park is where they find all of this stuff. That would have made it so much better.
Yeah, they didn't like commit to not having it take place at around the same time and in like the same setting of the original.
Set it in ancient Greece, but maybe they have modern time like dress. Like you see it looks like New York. It's set in New York, but they just call it ancient Greece in Athens. Sure, why not? Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah.
But
it's like you gotta commit one way or the other. And they
didn't commit. It took me out several times. And when I was watching this faun, the fantastical part where they obviously in sets and they're obviously in a soundstage and it looks like a play. I was in it until I remember the bookend where they were on location. It just looked at like a different movie. So yeah, you're right. They didn't commit either way. They should have just stick to a look.
Yeah.
Right, that's the end of the rant. I need water.
Oberon is wanting to take this child from, how are we pronouncing her name? Tanya's, like,
doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's trying to, like, basically kidnap this child, so that she will focus on him again. And then he also witnesses this little lovers' square going on between Helena and Hermia and their respective men.
Puck is around.
Yeah, Puck is around. Puck is Oberon's right-hand man. So Oberon gives Puck instructions on using this potion made of a special flower. When it's applied to the eyes, it makes the person fall in love with the first person we see. This
is the hottest scene of the whole movie. Puck and Oberon just side by side like this. And then when Oberon's kind of like this also a little bit later. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes. I
feel like there's one moment where Oberon is like doing like this sort of thing. And I was like, ugh, swoon.
They're so cute together. Like I want this romance story of Puck and Oberon. Like this is the one I want.
Exactly.
And then they get interrupted by the worst scene ever with the acting of Christian Bale and Calista Flockhart.
Yeah.
Their high school play.
Mm-hmm. They're all four of them are in the forest. I don't know. Put some shit on Lysander's eyes. Changes the spell a bit, where basically like because he falls in love with the first person he sees.
Well, because there's some confusion because when Puck and Oberon are talking, they see Helena and Demetrius.
Yeah.
But when Puck goes to place the flowers a little bit later, by the way, we go through this awesome scene where it's Titania in her cave with all these fantastical beings. I really like the scene. But when Puck finally goes to place the flowers is on Lysander because he confused him with Demetrius. I think he confused Lysander, Hermia with Demetrius and Titania or something.
He confused,
Yeah, confusion, hilarity ensues. I'm like,
Yeah, so basically, Lysander wakes up, is just absolutely in love with Helena, does not give a fuck about Hermia in the slightest. And I know I'm going out of order of the movie, but it's like, I got it. Like, it's all over the place. Eventually they change it so that Demetrius and Lysander are both obsessed with Helena.
Yeah, which I saw it coming, but I didn't care. That was fun. I mean,
it was really
fun
cute.
I'm watching a Shakespeare play.
Yes.
This is what I expect.
Yeah, exactly. So while all of that is going on, basically what Oberon wants to do with Titania is he wants her to briefly fall in love with the first thing that she sees so that he can distract her and take the child that's in her care. They do that. I think he also wants the person to be ugly. The whole donkey thing comes into play. Yeah. Puck finds the acting troupe as they're rehearsing. He enchants Bottom and is like, hey, I have a proposal for you. Huh? So then Bottom, well, I don't know if it's like a proposal, but like, don't they like actually talk? And like, they're like, yeah, cool.
I don't remember. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, maybe they don't talk. Maybe they talk later. I feel like Puck definitely talks with him.
They talk there, but I do want to say that before all of this, because Oberon puts the flowers on Titania for all that, and then after that and before Puck puts the flowers on Lysander and just Lysander. I did think it was kind of funny that for no reason. Also, I don't think they traveled that far. Hermia and Lysander were naked, sleeping in the forest.
Yeah.
Because you just see, or in underwear, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you just see Hermia, and then you just see a hand grabbing her boob.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, Lysander. And then that's kind of
Lysander is trying to hit it, and she's like,
oh, yeah.
Nah, like.
This is where I realized they were playing teenagers, because he says something like, take my innocence, or something like that. And I'm like, but you're 30. Oh, wait, no, you're not 30.
That's really funny. But basically, Puck is able to turn Bottom into a donkey, and then...
That's a really funny sentence.
Yeah. Such a stupid story. Does a little spell on Titania, and then she wakes up, and she's obsessed with this donkey man. And he falls for her.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, and they're obsessed with each other. Yeah, they're obsessed with each other. The fairies that are in her care are like, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? They're judging her hardcore, but like
He also
they're in
starts
bed
hitting on
eating
the
grapes.
fairies.
Yeah, yes. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That part didn't change.
Yeah.
So
They don't talk. They don't talk. So I'm rewatching the scene, and Puck is just behind Bottom.
Okay.
And he just blows this magic dust. Bottom doesn't see him because Bottom at one point looks towards where Puck is, and he doesn't acknowledge him. So Puck is invisible or something.
Yeah, there was some times where like Puck would be like in the same area as somebody, and it was unclear. Like, is he visible? Is he not visible? Like, that sort of.
Well, what's funny is that Puck was invisible, but he was wearing 19th century clothes, and like he had like a newsboy cap and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But he was invisible, so why?
Why indeed? So basically, whenever Oberon figures out that Puck fucked up the shit with the teenagers, he's like, okay, you gotta fix it. So then Demetrius is now in love with Helena. He didn't fix the fact that Lysander is also still in love with Helena. So she has these two guys suddenly like chasing after her, and she's
Helena
like,
doesn't believe it.
She doesn't believe it, which made me so sad. She's like, y'all are playing a very cruel joke on me. Like, this is a very cruel prank. Like, y'all suck. And then Hermia, like, suddenly enters and is like, why the fuck do these guys love you? Like, what the hell? And then Helena thinks Hermia, her best friend, is in on it. She's like, you've betrayed me, which is like, Helena, girl, you betrayed her first, really think about it. It's like, I don't know. But it's also like, she didn't betray you. Like, this is actually happening. And they ended up fighting in the mud.
Which I saw the mod pool earlier on. Like, check us mud. Gonna happen. I wrote something a little bit earlier, scene where we got kind of read through this to Puck. He's riding a giant turtle.
Yes, I forgot about the turtle. That was iconic.
I wrote peak.
Yes.
Also, I don't know if you can see it, but
is there a little heart there? Oh, and the little drawing of the donkey.
yeah.
I love that.
That's the Dick Bottom ass, which is me.
That's you. That's all you.
I'm okay with that. Like, except the
I love that.
obviously sleazy cheating part. But yeah. I was like, yeah, that's me. Also, a goddess falls in love with me. I'm not gonna question it. I'm like, of course.
I mean, that's already happened to you. That's like
this is true. How cute.
But Hermia and Helena do a fucking mud fight. Apparently it had to be filmed twice, and it took 4 hours to prep and clean, like, for the second take. So that's like a whole day. That's crazy for this mud fight.
I can't imagine how uncomfortable all of that was, because I was just looking at the muddy faces of Calista Flockhart and Anna Friel, and I was just thinking, the continuity of that. And they just had to be first in wet mud for a while, and then on dry mud for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nasty. So after fucking it up again, Puck truly fixes it this time. He puts all of them to sleep. He has Lysander fall in love with Hermia again. He keeps Demetrius in love with Helena.
Wait, the sleeping powder fog thing comes out of a basket on the bicycle that Puck stole. Oh, yeah, by the way, Puck stole a bicycle. He's in love with this. Yeah.
Because he said, fuck this turtle, I guess.
Yeah, fuck this turtle.
He said turtle too slow.
Yeah.
So all of them are asleep. He fixes everything back up. Same goes for Bottom, where Bottom falls asleep. He like undoes the donkey look because they abducted the kid from Titania.
I forgot about that plot, honestly. By this time,
I also forgot about it. And then I had to like remind myself. I was like, why did Oberon like even like fuck with her? And that was why, because he was jealous of this kid. Then, anyway,
not wrong.
So everybody wakes up thinking that everything was a dream. Titania wakes up. Oberon wakes her up, and she's like, I had an awful dream. I was basically making love to this donkey man, and he's like, girl, you wouldn't believe it. She like turns over and he's like right there, and she freaks out. That was funny, but also very like disturbing. It is what it is. All of these 30-year-old teenagers are in a field outside the forest. Thankfully, no longer covered in mud, but incredibly
fully naked.
incredibly naked, all done up in like with flowers in the girl's hair. Like they look very glorious. The Duke, Theseus, and Hippolyta are out riding. They stumble upon them. Theseus and Hippolyta have been having some trouble after he basically told the daughter, Hermia, that she has to marry Demetrius, because I think Hippolyta is like, let people who love each other be with each other. That seems to be her vibe. So there's like some tension. But then they finally see them coupled up all naked, and they're like, I guess y'all figured it out.
Yeah.
Good job.
This is why I absolutely think it shouldn't have been set on Victorian era, because they would have just killed them all in Victorian era.
Right?
It's just like they're naked. But in ancient Greece, they were a little bit more sex positive. They were just naked all the time. Well, at least that's what I think. I don't know if it's true. But I feel like it's more true in ancient Greece than in Victorian era Italy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And yeah.
And then the movie goes on for a while.
It does. We're redoing the parallel, so we've gotten to the meat of the story, and now we're back to like the lettuce part, the lettuce and onions part.
I thought it was a normal size bun, like a just normal bread, but it was a Texas sized bread.
Yeah,
like it just kept going. It's also way thicker at the bottom and the top. This sandwich is not even.
Yeah, it's pretty chaotic. So they decide we're gonna have one wedding, but we're gonna have 6 couples get married.
This is new information for me.
You didn't like catch this?
I kept falling asleep. I tried.
Oh, that's so funny. So yeah. They're like, you know what? Y'all have had sex with each other. All right, looks like you all have had sex with each other. So you need to get married. Today, you're going to get married at our wedding. So all of them get married. Meanwhile, the acting troupe is in like a holding area with a whole bunch of other actors. And in the background, there are people practicing Oedipus Rex, and then you have some people practicing like scenes from Othello, which is really funny. But basically, they need entertainment for the wedding after the ceremony, I guess, for like the reception.
They have options.
Yeah, they have so many options, but they pick this fucking group. I don't know why. They pick this group of men, and it is just secondhand embarrassment.
That's so good. I love this. I love this scene. This might be my best scene ever.
That's so funny. This scene eventually gets redeemed for me, but like at first I was like, this hurts.
But it's I don't know, it feels very Shakespeare to me.
Yeah, it does.
It's very funny.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
A play within the play.
Yes, it's a play within the play.
They're all bad.
Yes, they're all bad, especially Bottom. I feel like Bottom was especially bad.
Yes. And Bottom was bad, but he thought he was really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They are performing a tragedy, but everybody's laughing. So it's like very much, it's becoming a comedy. What really saves it from being a complete laughing stock is the great Sam Rockwell.
That's Francis Flute.
Yes. And he, in this play within a play, is performing as a woman.
Yeah.
Which is typical.
Yeah.
They're like, you gotta talk in a really high voice. They give him the worst woman costume of all fucking time. He looks like a goddamn fool. He sees them, like, laughing. He, like, understands, like, oh, they're not laughing with us. They're laughing at us. He seems to be, like, the only one that really clocks this. And decides, like, I'm not going to do the soprano voice. Like, I'm going to give this monologue, and I'm going to, like, give 100% of myself to it. He takes off the ugly-ass wig. He performs the monologue. It's beautiful.
Everyone cries. There's silence.
Yeah. It's
a really good monologue, like, obviously. But, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so then all of them get like, you know, medals afterwards for being great celebration.
Sure.
I think Bottom asks the Duke Theseus if they want an encore, and he's like, nope, we're good. We don't want to see anymore. We've seen enough. And then all of the newlywed couples consummate their marriages, and the fairies bless it. And then that's it. That's it. We finished the play. We finished the movie. That is truly it.
I mean, is it though? Because it kind of keeps going for a little bit also. Because you get a fourth wall breaking scene with Stanley Tucci. He's directing the audience. And then, so funny you forgot about this. Because it keeps going. Because then you get to Bottom at his house and looking at the fairies. And he's with his wife there.
Oh, yeah.
And then you do close right back with Tucci.
Yeah.
Which was honestly the best thing about this movie. But it kept going and going and going.
Yeah. Especially the part where they're doing the play was so long.
It was so long.
They really could have cut that down, but they didn't.
Yeah, Shakespeare. Cut that down, Shakespeare.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. But so this is what I really like about this movie. As we're at the end of it, whatever. I think this movie is really great because of the acting. And that is it for me. Because I truly believe if you're going to do a word for word, or probably a mostly word for word, adaptation of a Shakespeare play, you need to have really good actors because a lot of this language is uncommon for us now, right? And so you have to have people who really understand what they're saying and what they're portraying so that people who aren't following along with the language as quickly can truly be caught up in the story. If you're just reciting lines, nobody's going to follow what's happening. But if you're if those lines are part of you, if they're ingrained in you, and you can actually perform what's happening, I think that makes it really great. That's why I think this movie is so great, honestly, is just because of the acting.
See, I agree with you, but I also disagree with you because
that's okay.
For the most part, it was really good acting except two actors. I'm going to die on this hill that Calista Flockhart and Christian Bale were so bad. It took me out on it interrupted my best scene ever.
Wow.
Can't wait to tell you what it is. So let's do awards.
Okay, perfect.
You got 3 awards. Best actor ever, worst actor ever, actors, best scene ever. Casey, best actor ever.
It's going to go to Rupert Everett as Oberon. There was something about his performance specifically where I was just so entranced. I didn't need the little eyelid potion thing. I loved him. I was obsessed with him. He was in a Shakespeare play. He was the only one that I felt was truly in a Shakespeare play. Everybody else was doing things, but he was there and he was committed. And I love that.
I fully agree with that. Strong second to me. I'm going to get it Stanley Tucci.
Okay.
He was in a Shakespeare play adjacent to it.
Yes.
Yeah, he gave it his spin.
He was in the adaptation of a Shakespeare play.
Yes. I think Rupert was being very faithful. Yeah. Stanley was giving it his own thing to it.
This is also where I discovered that Rupert Everett plays Prince Charming in the Shrek franchise.
Yeah.
And even as a little girl, when the Shrek movies came out, even though Prince Charming is supposed to be an asshole, I loved him. And so this was also it's a beautiful full circle moment for me.
That surprised me. Rupert, he's also briefly, almost a cameo in Emily in Paris, the latest season. He's in Rome.
Nice. Did you hear that somebody died? One of the producers died on set?
No.
From working too much on the show?
That's not a show you want to die for.
Exactly. Somebody died working on that show.
I'm going to look it up later.
Please do. But I want to be wrong about this.
Wow. You know what? Actually, I'm going to look it up now. Emily in Paris death on set. Now there it is. Assistant director Diego Borella. And actually, I thought the direction was really good in the 3rd season. And I think that all the direction, the cinematography, everything was really good, really good. He was 47, August 22nd. Well, he just died then. Does it say why? Doesn't say why. He probably had something. I don't know, 47.
Yeah.
I heard somewhere that your 40s is only young if you die. All right.
Yeah.
This is going to be a short episode.
And, yeah, the plot points of a Shakespeare play are incredibly bum.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's it's poetry, right? So that's what makes it so long.
It's for the masses.
Yeah.
It's not snobby. People think it's snobby, but it's not.
Mm-hmm. It's not.
Okay, so I say my best actor ever. You say your best actor ever. Worst actor ever.
It will actually go to Sophie Marceau as Hippolyta.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me.
She served face. She did not serve reaction.
No, she was there to be pretty. That's it.
Yeah.
I think this is my headcanon. I'm putting my soul in Sophie Marceau's circa 1999 soul, and I'm thinking that she was pissed that she didn't get the Calista Flockhart part, and she was like, "I'm not gonna make any effort. I'm just gonna be here." I feel like she would have done much better than Calista Flockhart. Speaking of worst actor ever, Calista Flockhart and Christian Bale.
Crazy.
I've said it over and over. They were just in a high school play of Shakespeare. They were to recite. I Calista Flockhart especially was trying so hard to be someone that doesn't watch or doesn't see a lot of Shakespeare plays, has an idea of what a Shakespeare play actor is. And I think Calista Flockhart was trying to be that Shakespeare actor. I don't think she was understanding Shakespeare, says someone who doesn't understand Shakespeare. But I want to show you something.
Okay.
This is someone who understands Shakespeare.
Shakespeare is constantly in your head. How much Shakespeare do you carry around?
It is all of us, of course. We don't realise, Graham, as you know, we quote Shakespeare all the time, perhaps without knowing it. But I mean, also, you only have to go to those plays and be in any kind of those situations, being in love or being jealous or being angry or being whatever, and you will find that there is a way of him summing up that is completely sufficient for what your emotion is.
Yeah. What passage is on your mind now, Graham?
Well,
It's like it was just on the tip of your tongue.
how all occasions do inform against me.
You went all up. Show me the card. Show me the card.
Don't know where that came from. Quick, Judy. If I poke you with a stick, can you just do a bit of Shakespeare for us?
If you what, with a stick? Touch you with a stick.
Touch you gently. If I touch you gently with a stick, could you do a little bit for us?
Like what?
I don't know, like a bit of a play or a sonnet? Or
A sonnet?
Sonnet?
I'll do a sonnet.
It's like just having a Shakespeare jukebox in the house.
I'll do that. When in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state, and trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate, wishing me like to one more rich in hope, featured like him with friends possessed, desiring this man's art and that man's scope, with what I most enjoy contented least, yet in these thoughts myself almost despising, haply I think on thee, and then my state, like to the lark at break of day arising from sullen earth, sings hymns at heaven's gate. For thy sweet love remembered, such wealth brings, that then I scorn to change my state with kings. That.
Wow. That is spellbinding. Really, it's gorgeous.
Unbelievable.
I know. Unbelievable.
I mean, there's more dialogue than I had in all my movies altogether.
It is unfair to compare Dame Judi Dench to Calista Flockhart. But just because I just rewatched this clip, I'm going to change my best actor ever to Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
Just because of that scene at the end. Like Stanley Tucci, yes, but this reminded me so much of how Sam Rockwell delivered a Shakespeare dialogue that comparably to how Dame Judi Dench did it in this clip. And you can see how she understands Shakespeare. I don't. Also, the best thing about that clip was the little tag of Arnold Schwarzenegger at the end. He's so funny.
God, he's silly. Wait, one thing. It's like a fun fact, but I feel like it's pretty well known, but I'll ask you. The wedding recessional.
Yes.
Did you know that is from like a Midsummer Night's Dream? Like from, yeah.
I did not know that.
There you go.
I should know that because I also looked it up to see when was that out. It was out in 1864. That's when it came out. I should have seen it, but it wasn't used in weddings until much later.
Yeah.
But if it's from Midsummer's Dream for the wedding, then it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like this there.
Yeah. It's always my favorite to see like Shakespeare adaptations that use like music, Shakespeare adaptations that use music from like the ballet version or like the symphony orchestra version. I think it's always like really fun. Like Romeo and Juliet. There's some great tracks to that are just chef's kiss.
And It's so true what Jane Judi Dench said, that we use Shakespeare. Maybe not us, British people, definitely.
Yeah.
But it reminds me of this Mexican comedian, Roberto Bolaños, whose nickname is Chespirito. Chespirito is from the nickname Little Shakespeare. Shakespearito. Little Shakespeare, Chespirito. So it kind of became that. Because he was a really good writer, and he also influenced Latin American culture so much that we use a lot of phrases and things that he said in his movies and TV shows. And like, I don't know if I probably told you this, but this is mostly a audio podcast, but I'll still say it. Whenever I can't say yes for some reason, I don't know if you see me do this, that comes from him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Saying sin querer queriendo, which loosely translates to accidentally on purpose, that's from him, and we say it a lot. Like, so there's a lot of phrases that he invented, or like Shakespeare, maybe stole.
Yeah.
But it kind of reminded me of that. So like, yeah, we have Shakespeare in our culture. We have Chespirito in the Latin America culture. Best scene ever.
It's a tie for me between whenever Lysander and Demetrius are after Helena at the same time. She's like, what the fuck is going on? Or one of the ones where we get Titania and her gang of fairies, and they're just creating this beautiful environment.
Yeah.
With flower
Medusa
bed.
was in there at some point.
Yeah.
They were using the vinyl record as a plate.
Crazy, but amazing. Very iconic, but yeah.
I love this. Mine's going to be Puck and Oberon.
Love that.
Half naked.
Yeah.
Laying next to each other. And then Christian Bale and Kaiser Fucker just interrupting that scene with the worst acting ever. And then going back to the scene, which I'm glad they did. But yeah, that was great. Casey?
Yes.
Very important question. Solely based on this movie, was 1999 the best year ever for movies?
Yes.
I am so tempted to say yes. I'm going to say no.
Yep. You gotta follow your gut.
I enjoy roasting this movie, but I did not enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a no.
I accept that.
I wish it was so bad it was a good type of movie. Wish I would have given it a yes. But I think it was just, I didn't know what it was. I was a little bit lazy. So, yeah.
I was not expecting full Shakespeare stanzas. So when we started the movie, I was like, oh, fuck, I'm screwed. But we got through it.
Wait, you're screwed because you knew you were going to give it a yes because of... like,
No. I was just like, wow, I have to put a lot more brain energy towards like this movie and like listening to like what's happening.
I not even. I was like, maybe it's why I missed some plot points, because I was just like, I don't know. Anyway, let's see what we're gonna watch next week.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay, got 18 Divergent Suicides.
I've heard of this before.
Okay.
Hayden Christensen.
Huh?
Josh Hartnett.
I know. Okay.
Sheltered by strict religious parents.
I feel this is gonna be the grittier, sadder of But I'm a Cheerleader. But maybe not as gay. Watch.
Danny DeVito.
Okay, done. Casey's all in.
Yeah, submitting my vote now.
Best year ever. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, 1999 is gonna win by a landslide. 1994. Like 1999, it's we only had 8 no's in total.
Wow.
Yeah. So 100% is gonna be yes. All right. Yeah, Danny DeVito and Virgin Suicides. I think this is the first time the sentence has ever been uttered. So yeah, it's gonna be next week. Excited. Bye.
Which character in this play would you not need a special potion in order to fall in love with? Let us know and hit us up at bestyearever_pod on Instagram and YouTube by leaving a comment or sending us a message. Or you can even send us an email at bestyeareverpod@gmail.com. And while you're at it, give us a like, leave a rating, and go subscribe on all your preferred podcast listening platforms. Bye!
And why is Puck the correct answer?
Okay, that's fair.
Balding, gray hair, with a pony like a bun at the back. Only Stanley Tucci can pull that off.
The bun killed me. It just